quite a lot of Americans who have been sold this idea that veganism is new and unnatural. So veganism has existed for 3,000 years before the first colonies of the United States. Obviously, I'm not even talking about prehistoric veganism. I'm only talking about recorded history. I'm just talking about entire cultures that have lived a fully vegan lifestyle. Obviously, we only record so much of history, whatever gets written down in books and handed down. But Indian veganism dates back at least 3,000 years. Here we have veganism, it predates Christianity, for all the Christians who want to claim that veganism is new and unnatural. In the West, our oldest known historical figure who was recorded as a vegan is Pythagoras. Everybody knows Pythagoras' theorem. He was a genius, he did a lot more than just Pythagoras' theorem. He made a lot of advances in music and all kinds of things, okay? He was easily one of the smartest mathematicians that ever existed on the earth. And he was a vegan, and all of his followers were vegans. And they all also received similar prejudice and similar scrutiny that modern vegans receive today from the rest of society. So at the same time, you've got Americans glamorizing the last 300 years that they've been murdering cows and pigs, portraying it all as this wonderful tradition. At the same time, they're remaining completely oblivious, completely ignorant of everything outside of their own country. While America has, an interesting 300 years of colonization and, murdering cows, all the early colonies survived off of murdering cows. Can't really blame them for that because it would have been very difficult. Obviously, arriving in untamed land, you can't immediately expect to have lots of crops growing. So you have this entire country, it was more or less founded off of this addiction to eating flesh and corpses, okay, as a way to survive. And this addiction to eating flesh, obviously, it gets coded as normal and natural, becomes addictive, habituated, and then you throw in all the propaganda from the meat industry going back the last 100 years. It more or less becomes ingrained in popular culture. So anyway, regardless of all that, I just wanted to point out the glaring stupidity of this idea that veganism is new and unnatural. It's completely bullshit. So, next time you have some meathead trying to give you conspiracy theories, you can just walk away. Honestly, there's no point engaging with people that believe this kind of nonsense. You're probably wasting your time. Obviously, just because they're dumb, it doesn't mean they're bad people. You can still try to reason with them, but, you have to manage your expectations. So you have these carnivores, so their greatest aspiration in life is to try to be like a caveman. They don't want to try to be civilized, intelligent, anything like that. They don't want to be honorable. They don't want to do something that has purpose or something that's meaningful. They want to spend their entire life trying to emulate a Neanderthal caveman in an effort to be more manly. They want to spend their time on the earth trying to be a caveman. So I've been vegan for 20 years personally. Now the carnivore movement first kicked off around about 6 to 7 years ago. So I've been vegan for roughly 3 times longer than the carnivore movement has existed. And yet these geniuses, they will claim that veganism is new and unnatural. It's more or less exactly the opposite of reality. So you're jumping on the bandwagon of a movement that started 6 years ago and then calling veganism that has a culture and a tradition and a history going back at least 3,000 years as being new and unnatural. Well done. And then you want to claim that it's natural to drink the lactations from another species. So just like it's natural to confine creatures inside of their own feces, pump them with antibiotics, pump them with synthetic growth hormones, just like it's natural to masturbate a bull and stick your entire arm inside of a cow to impregnate it. Just like it's natural for humans to have perpetrator-induced PTSD from working in these conditions where they're forced to murder thousands of innocent creatures every day. Just like it's natural to completely destroy the Amazon and every other natural environment on the earth just so you can graze cattle because you're addicted to eating corpses.
Gotta be ruthless and greedy to compete in this game. In a world, economic greed and thievery reigns. people in chains. We are in the need of a change, but anything we set our mind to, we can attain. I stand erect. I never stoop to your level. I'm still here after 12 rounds with the devil, and I'm still living underground like a rebel.